Whether you buy tofu at the grocery store or make it yourself, as I've done here, it can be a little bit daunting to work with, especially if you're a beginner and using tofu. See, the marvelous thing about tofu is that in its natural state, it's very plain tasting, but it will absorb the flavors of lots of different things. So what I want to do is give you some tips on how you can enhance the flavor of tofu. It's so nutrient rich, it's so full of protein. Now the first thing I want to do is talk about dry frying. What we're going to do is try to drive the moisture out of the tofu. And you see I've got this tofu in here that I've made, and I'm just taking out some pieces of it. I'm putting it out here onto this paper towel just to absorb the moisture. You want to make sure that you're using a non-stick skillet. And I have this on a medium heat. I'm just going to go ahead and lay the tofu in here. You can hear it sizzling. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this rest on this hot skillet for about 2 minutes because I want to drive as much of that moisture out. And you can see the steam rising off of the tofu now. This is really what we want. The more moisture we can get out of it, the more flavor it's going to absorb in the next stage when we apply a wonderful marinade. What we're going to do is we're going to start with 6 tablespoons of rice vinegar. There we go. And then I've got 3 tablespoons of water. How easy is that? And then to really give it some kick, I'm going to use this sriracha sauce, which is made from chili peppers. Just look at that color. It's really beautiful. And this is hot, hot, hot. Okay? Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame oil. It smells really good. And then some soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Now the next thing you're going to do is just take an airtight zip bag like this, pour in the marinade, and then place your dry fried tofu in that, and you want to just place it in the refrigerator overnight. We're going to use actually cornstarch, and here's the tofu that I've had marinating, and we're actually going to fry this in a couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil, and I've got the skillet back on at a medium heat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift out this tofu out of the marinade. You just want to make sure that it's covered on both top and bottom, and once you've done that, you can just begin to lay the tofu in the skillet like that. Now you just want to fry this on one side and then gently flip it on the other. You don't want to flip them over and over just one time because that crust is very delicate. This is really easy to do, and it's very nutritious. And what I encourage you to do is experiment with the marinades because you can come up with all kinds of flavors. And what you have here is a high protein food that's very versatile. Give it a try.
This recipe is brought to you by the soybean farmers of Arkansas.